The article Middle East Respiratory Syndrome in South Korea during 2015 Risk-Related Perceptions and Quarantine Attitudes discusses the outbreak of the MERS disease in South Korea and how Koreans reacted towards quarantine. The author argues on how people are misinformed on the reality of the disease and how quarantine is actually very important, compared to how some Koreans believe that quarantine can cause an increase of spreading the virus. In my second article, called Feeling of Loneliness Among Adults with Mental Disorder, discusses the effect loneliness has on adults. Studies have shown that there is a relationship between loneliness and mental health, and how it affects one's feelings and causes depression and suicidal thoughts. The article focuses on how people that have been isolated from human interaction after a certain period of time have caused their mental health to weaken. The author stresses on the importance of communicating with others and how there are many risks if one does not, such as developing a mental disorder. Some might argue that spending time alone is actually beneficial because it allows you to focus on your goals without any distraction. My second article is called COVID-19 Coronavirus Pandemic Sparks Increase in Gun Sales in Wisconsin, stresses on the rising of gun purchases due to the recent pandemic. The article portrays the truth about how people react when they feel threatened and shows how the increase in gun sales is not the proper response towards the current global pandemic. However, some might argue that the only way they feel protected is by having a weapon in hand. My claim/thesis is, even though I Am Legend depicts a fictional post-apocalyptic era, it shares some similarities with current events that are happening in reality. The self-isolation/quarantine, mass hysteria, and mental and physical desolation depicted in the novel also embodies the current COVID-19 pandemic. Some scholars might claim that the articles I have referred to revolve on the current hysteria COVID-19 pandemic. All support my claim because they describe how society is negatively responding due to self-isolation and loneliness, which are the leading causes to the rise in gun sales. These types of responses are similar to Robert Neville's experience during his fight for survival after the apocalypse.